Well, hello and welcome to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection since 1991. Thanks so much for joining with us on this Wednesday, February 15th, 2017. My name is Pete Connor. I'm your host for today's program, and I think we've got a great show, very informative. And I think our guests will be, I'm a little concerned about our second guest, but we'll talk more about that later. But first off, we're going to talk with Amy Roggenbuck, who is the Director of Steele and Dodge County Public Health, and then followed by Mike Haglund and Jason Hunt from the Owatonna Toastmasters, and that's the key right there, Toastmasters. As a reminder, we'd appreciate your input as to what you'd like to see on the program for show topics and guests. Do you have an event that's happening in our area that you think people should know about, or do you know someone who has done something special for which recognition they should receive in our community? If so, contact us by writing owatonnatoday@charter.net or calling the show's producer, Leanne Alt, at 390-5751. And now we'll take a quick break for some messages from our sponsors and then be back with Amy. Please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Brenda with the Mortgage Office of Brenda Bednar, aligned with American Mortgage and Equity Consultants, where closings feel right from the beginning. I'm a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress. Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you in mind in everything we do. Owatonna Public Utilities.
Greetings from the Steele County Historical Society. We invite you to visit us and enjoy your county's history at the History Center and Village of Yesteryear. Check our website for current exhibits and monthly programs.
Hi, I'm Maria Diaz and I play Marion Boyle.
And I'm Emily Schomek and I play Rita Boyle in LTO's current production of Prelude to a Kiss, directed by Craig Berg.
Performances of Prelude to a Kiss will be held on Friday and Saturday, February 17th and 18th at 7:30 p.m., with a matinee on Sunday, February 19th at 2 p.m.
And again the following Friday and Saturday, February 24th and 25th at 7:30 p.m., with another matinee on Sunday, February 26th at 2 o'clock.
Tickets are available at the LTO box office by calling
451-0764
or online at littletheaterofowatonna.org.
Don't miss LTO's production of
Prelude to a Kiss.
Well, welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. With me now is Amy Roggenbuck, who is the Director of Public Health for both Steele and Dodge County. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Pete.
Thanks for being here. Well, this should be a real informative segment to have our audience learn more about what happens with public health in both counties. I suppose we can probably deal with Steele more because this is kind of where we are. But nonetheless, a little bit about yourself. As the director, you obviously are qualified by virtue of something. What would that be?
My background is in community health education. I have worked in prevention and promotion my whole career, 20 plus years in that. So I have worked for various state agencies, the Department of Public Safety, Department of Transportation, oddly enough, and Traffic Safety, and then also various public health departments. And I've been here in Steele and Dodge County for almost 2 years now and came from Waseca County. Okay.
And because I already know this from our pre-air conversation, that you're an area girl.
Yeah. Yep. I won't tell you which year, but graduated from Ellendale Geneva High School back in the 80s.
Sure.
So I'm happy to be back in this area, and it's a great place to work and live.
Yeah, good. Well, when we talk about public health, I can say I'm part of the public, and so what does public health, county public health, mean to people like me? Mm-hmm. What is it that you are doing that will be important for me to know?
Well, I can let you know we serve people before they're born, actually prenatally, all the way past 100 or until you go on to better places.
That's coming up, by the way. Hopefully not the better places, but the 100.
So we serve everybody in the county. It doesn't have anything to do with age or your income or your background or anything. So we work in some areas. One would be disease prevention and control. So this time of year, I just want to remind everybody to please get your flu shot if you have not gotten that already. We actually are having a little uptick of the flu here in Minnesota and across the United States. And that can go all the way through May, actually. So I wanted to get that in there for sure.
Could I stop you right there? Could I ask you how long, I had my vaccination in, I think, November, maybe early December. How long is it good for?
They say it's good for approximately the flu season. So those 6 months, I know there's some controversy out there on exactly how long it lasts. So they don't like people to get it too early. They say usually October or so, and it should last through May.
And are there strains of flu that the vaccine covers, or are there some that might not be touched by the vaccine?
There's a lot of research every year. They're actually developing the vaccines for next season already. So it's a little bit of a crapshoot on which strains it's going to come out during the season. So, but this year they said the flu shot is fairly effective for the strains that are out and about.
Excellent. Must be. I've been well, so I'm sure it's working for me. Yeah, good. Other things that you're involved in?
Well, I just wanted to mention a little history on Steele County Public Health. It has roots way back to 1921. And they just had one nurse, and the American Red Cross was a big supporter of that. And then through the years, the official agency actually came about in 1948. And as some people out there recall, that was kind of around the time where polio was out there, and families and children were dealing with that. So public health had a big hand in that, and quite a history here in Steele County.
Sure.
We've grown now. Today we have 25 permanent full employees. We also have about 14 hourly employees. We're really proud that we still have our home health agency running. And so you asked, how we might be out there helping people. Our goal of our home health is to actually try to help people stay in their homes for as long as possible. Most people want to stay home and not have to go to assisted living and nursing homes. We have fine facilities here, but most people want to try to stay at home for as long as possible.
Yeah. Which then, obviously brings us to the point of you're just not in a building, even though you are in a building, you're housed in a building, but you have outreach.
Yes.
You go to where you are needed.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. And that's what we kind of pride ourselves on too, is that outreach. We're constantly trying to figure out ways to get to different populations of people, finding creative ways to find them in the first place, and then find out what some of those services are that they might need in their health.
So staffing is, when you think of staffing, and then we have people going out and doing, particular things, medical-oriented things. Your staff makeup would be of people who have what sorts of backgrounds?
We employ public health nurses, also registered nurses, one social worker. We also have some health educators that work for us. And then, of course, last but not least, our support staff is what keeps us running on a daily basis.
Sure. I know that when I was doing consulting for a particular company in town, I had an opportunity to talk with one of your folks with respect to biohazards, and the communicable diseases with respect to bloodborne pathogens, and you have someone on staff that will do that. We'll go out and do outreach to companies.
Absolutely,
in town
yes, and not just in that area, but also pretty much any health topic that you can kind of come up with. One of our projects that we're working on now, and you might have heard of, is our SHIP program.
Oh, sure.
So our statewide health improvement partnership program with the Department of Health. Yeah. And so we have been going out there to different work sites and schools, working with them on healthy eating and physical activity and reducing stress within your, within your work, both at work and in your personal life. And we're hoping that through the worksite wellness that that actually carries on to people's personal lives and it filters to their families and so on. So
personally, I've been involved with Jane Nyquist, the health educator and ship coordinator, and I'm an avid cyclist, and so we've done some things together actually in town to promote cycling as an activity. So I'm familiar with the ship program. So that's great. We also have, this idea of Dodge County coming under your umbrella, which I don't know that it's 2 times, but it certainly puts a significant number of people under your administration. How does that work for you?
Well, like I said, I've been in this almost 2 years, and my position's kind of a new position. There used to be 2 full-time public health directors, and the 2 counties decided to hire 1 person to take care of business there. Also, we've done a little restructuring in Steele County, so I do hold the title of Community Services Division Director. So we do have environmental health, veterans services, and extension under our department here in Steele County.
Wow.
So we found it quite helpful, actually. We've been trying to kind of coordinate some of our services with Dodge County, and we actually have staff filling in for each other across the borders, which is good to see.
Oh, sure. Well, I didn't know that when you start talking about veteran services and you have, the broader, that broad of an organization, you really, you spend more of your time administering than one would think, I would expect. Yeah. Well, if you have good staff and you're in staff development, that's going to make the difference, isn't it?
Yes,
it's going to make your job easier if you have good people doing the kinds of things.
We do have excellent staff out there. A great team.
What do you wish for? What's kind of if you were thinking in terms of the future and saying, boy, it sure would be nice. What might be up front?
Well, we work really hard at it, but I think there's a lot of work to do, is having equal access for everybody to healthcare services, to healthy living, and I just don't see that quite yet. While we work hard at it and try to get rid of some of those barriers for people to have a healthier life, that would be my hope, is that we all can live the healthiest life possible.
Is there a stigma that comes with people who receive services from public health?
I think sometimes some people believe there is maybe some stigma, but we do try to erase that a little bit too, and hopefully when you come actually into our department, you'll find a welcoming place to come.
We're talking about the human worth, right? Human dignity, and if there's anything that needs to be preserved, to say nothing of disease or medications, it's really that. At the end of the day, it's that people who come there and leave there need to know that they've been treated as a human being.
Absolutely.
A valued human being. And we all are that, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, that's excellent. Well, this is wonderful. I'm glad to have you here. Obviously 10 minutes doesn't get us where we might like to go, but I do want to thank you for being with us, Amy, and perhaps down the line we'll be back together again. And best wishes to you as you continue with your work.
Thank you so much, Pete.
And thanks to all of you for being here. Stay with us. We're going to have some words from our sponsors.
Looking for that perfect birthday party idea for your child? I have exactly what you're looking for, a pool or gym party at the West Hills Tennis and Fitness Center. Hi, this is Brad. Contact me today at 774-7102 to schedule the party every child will love. Birthday party packages are available year-round. West Hills Tennis and Fitness Center, encouraging and promoting a healthy lifestyle.
Hello, I'm Glenn Mager.
And I'm Michael Mager with the Brick Mager Funeral Home and the Medford Funeral Home. At Brick Mager, we are privileged to have served the families of Steele County community for 118 years.
Whether you choose traditional burial or cremation, we promise the tribute your loved one deserves with the peace of mind that you require.
We are proud to be part of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, this is Barry Gillespie, president of ERA Gillespie Real Estate, where our pledge is to save you money, save you time, and simplify your life. And we're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hello, my name is Katie Marshall. A year ago, my family and I became homeless. We were scared and alone. Today, with the help of Steele County Transitional Housing and generous donors like you, my family and I are safely housed. I am working, going to college, paying my rent on time. My children have a warm bed to sleep in every night. My family and I are so grateful for this second chance. Please help others in need by donating to transitional housing today. Everyone deserves a safe place to live.
Well, welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. Today, for our second segment, we have Michael Haglund and Jason Hunt from the Owatonna Toastmasters Club. And we've been having quite a lot of fun bantering about Toastmasters and about who ought to be in Toastmasters. And we'll let that little thing lie right where it is. But gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be
here with us.
Thanks for having us, Pete.
I have to say that I'm happy to see you here because I didn't know that Toastmasters was still in vogue, in force here in town. But you guys are going to help us to understand that since 1939.
Yeah, Pete. Our club started in 1939, and we've been going ever since. So I've been a member only for the last 3 years, but. It's a great environment for us to develop our public speaking skills as well as our leadership skills.
Excellent, excellent. Well, you're vice president.
I'm the vice president of public relations.
Public relations. Yeah. Jason, you have a title?
Vice president of education.
Of education. Okay, so there are obviously some org chart things that tell us as to what you're going to do. And how many members currently in your club?
Right now we have 8 members. We've had as many as 18 or so in the past, so we're kind of at a low spot, but we're here to hopefully help build some memberships.
And, that's important. Let's take on a couple of the details. You meet where?
We meet at the Kitchen. It's a restaurant downtown on Main Street, 6:30 in the morning, the first and third Wednesdays of each month. Right. It's a little bit early, but all of us that go there, we have regular jobs, and it just gives us an opportunity to be able to come in and practice our skills and get the camaraderie of the group and to be able to gain confidence in our speaking ability, all the while still maintaining a regular, day-to-day kind of life.
Very well. And as far as membership, Mike, open to anyone?
Yes, absolutely. Anyone can join the club. We've got a wide range of people. We've got people that work at Federated in the club. We've got a lady that owns a yoga studio in town. So there's a wide range of ages and people that are in the club.
Okay. So let's talk about some of the things when you talk about Toastmasters, that is, like people who are going to be, giving speeches after dinner and so forth and so on, which can be one kind of speech or another. What are some of the topics that, I don't want to say the modalities of speaking, what sorts of speeches do you work on?
Pete, I joined just, maybe 4 months ago. I'm relatively new to Toastmasters, but this is one area that I've been very impressed with. So they have 2 guidebooks, one that focuses on speaking and one that focuses on leadership, that you go through first. Everybody goes through those first stages together. And then after that, there's a wide spectrum. Gosh, how many books are there? There's
20, 30.
Huge spectrum of different kinds of booklets that you can go through in regards to technical speaking or presentation speaking or story reading or, you name it. If it's involved in speaking, there's a book on it and you can be able to hone in your skills on that particular area.
And therefore, everyone who is coming to the club meetings is going to be likely required to speak on a variety of topics using those mastheads, if you will, extemporaneous maybe, or as you say, technical speaking. They're going to be required to give speeches.
Yep, there's a variety of different roles that happen throughout the meeting. So one of them is a speaker. So there's one person that's in charge of the whole meeting. They're called the Toastmaster of the meeting. They help the transitions between the different sections of the meeting. We usually open with 2 speakers or so, and they'll be speaking out of those manuals that they're assigned. So one person could be speaking out of one of those more advanced manuals where we may have a new member of the club speaking on incorporating humor into your speech or working on the organization of your speech. So having an opening, a body, and a closing.
Speaking without notes.
Yeah.
It's another one that I just had to go through,
Sure. And will that person know in advance of his or her assignment between meetings so that they have a chance to practice?
Jason here is in charge of the scheduling, so I'll let him speak to
Yeah,
that.
one of my roles as Vice President of Education is to ensure mentorship and development of each of the members. And so we set out a schedule usually that goes 3 or 4 months in advance. And so I know when I'm going to be speaking. I know when I'm going to be the Toastmaster of the meeting. And there's a number of other roles. There's a grammarian and an awe counter. So somebody's job is to sit there and listen for the ahs and the ands and the ums. Just not in a critical kind of a way, but as a way just for us to become more aware of the little intricacies of speaking that might distract from our message.
Okay, so and I'm the ah guy. I'm ahing all the time.
There's only been 27 so far.
See, I knew it. I knew it was going to happen. I knew it would happen. I'd like to have us treat this leadership thing, because it's not to say that they're inconsistent, but how does public speaking impact leadership? Whichever one of you wants to be the leader on that one.
I think they go hand in hand. A really good leader is a person that's able to be able to create the picture, right? Paint the picture for others to be able to buy into. A great leader is a strong communicator, somebody that can be able to break down a very complicated subject into simple concepts that people could be able to grasp with. And so public speaking and leadership goes very hand in hand. In addition to that, leadership is about timeliness, preparation, about learning to be able to take on different roles, about communication, about giving feedback. And the leadership manuals provides opportunities to do all of those things. So even if your job doesn't require a whole ton of speaking, but you want to be able to develop your own personal leadership skills, even if it's just leading yourself, which is sometimes the hardest person to lead, this is a great club for you to be in.
But see, and the thing that interests me as to what you're saying is that because you work where you work doesn't necessarily mean there's always going to be a leader. There's not a supervisory or managerial role that's just waiting for you. But out of work, there are plenty of opportunities for you to exhibit those skills, aren't there?
Yes, absolutely.
So, you might be involved with church, you might be involved in some club, leading kids, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, whatever. Those all things are going to be recipients of the learning that you're underway with right now. How many years, Mike?
3 years.
3 years, and your outlook for when do you think you'll decide that you've had enough, that you've arrived finally?
Pete, I don't think that I'll ever reach that point. We could always continue developing ourselves, and the more practice we get in our safe club environment, the more comfortable I'll be when I'm leading meetings in my workplace or speaking in front of church or being on the Owatonna Today Show.
Yeah. See, and you said something too, that you're in a safe environment. So really, your fellow club members are your audience, and therefore also your givers of feedback.
Exactly.
I'd rather say that rather than critique. Critique has a negative name. So you're going to get feedback for improvement, feedback for support. That something was done well, and you want to have them continue to do that.
So each time you speak in the club, you are assigned an evaluator in the audience as well. So they'll be listening to your speech, listening for your ums and ahs, making sure you're speaking clearly and getting to the point you're trying to get to. And at the end of the meeting, they stand up in front of the club and provide that feedback to you, the speaker, as well as everyone else in the club, so they can learn as well.
Sure. Okay. What personally, Jason, what's the most difficult part of being a Toastmaster? And I don't mean in the context of being a member, but what are for you the most difficult messages or messaging that you are working on? Where do you find the barriers?
I think just any time that you try to take yourself outside of the comfort zone is a difficult kind of thing. And Toastmasters, while it's a very safe environment, continually encourages you to grow just a little bit more and do just a little bit, more outside of your comfort zone, and that's a challenge for me, but it's a healthy challenge.
Yeah. Okay. And Mike, on the other side, what's your best speech? What is your best approach?
My best speech. That's a loaded question. I've given a lot of good speeches. I don't know that I've given any
this
great
way.
ones.
Of what type of a
Of what
speech
type?
do you think is your best? The way you communicate the best? I mean, does it have to be planned, or is extemporaneous okay? Or you said the technical?
I'm usually better when I'm planned, and the good thing about Toastmasters is it gives you a general topic to talk about, and then you can fill in the details of how you want to relate to it. So I get to talk about things that I love.
Yeah.
So my past military experience is one topic I talk about a lot. Other hobbies of mine, like golf and home improvement projects, I use those as topics to talk about.
Sure. Excellent. Well, anyway, the upshot of it all is there's something for everybody.
Exactly.
Yes. And that's the marvelous part of it. Thank you guys for being here. It's been wonderful, in spite of the fact that, you make me a little itchy. But thanks for being here, and best wishes. Who knows who might be walking through the door of the kitchen at 6:30 one morning.
That'd be great.
Well, and thanks to you for being with us for this segment, and stay with us. We'll be right back.
Amy Swain Hearing Centers is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Dr. Amy Swain, and I want everyone to hear better.
Hi, I'm Tim Anderson, the owner of Anytime Fitness, where we make getting healthy affordable and convenient. Anytime Fitness is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Well, welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. And thanks to our guests, we have had a wonderful opportunity to talk about some very important and interesting things. And now for some announcements. Steele County Historical Society is holding the Language of Love candlelight tour of the Donnell House on Tuesday, February 14th. And I guess we can put that one away. That happened already. Owatonna Forward invites the community to share their vision for Owatonna at public input sessions being held at Owatonna Public Utilities Morehouse Room Wednesday, 15th from 6 to 7:15 p.m. and on Tuesday, February 21st, noon to 1:15 p.m. The DIY Youth Night for Habitat for Humanity, February 17th on Friday from 6 to 7:30, the old Walmart building. We'll be building Take Your Boots Off the Bench, free and family friendly, 12 and under, accompanied by adult required, but for kids, registration required, 507-446-0112. Around the World Food and Brew Fest, a joint event with Culture Fest and the Steele County Historical Society, held on Friday, February 17th, 2017 at the Steele County History Center from 5 to 10 p.m. Sample foods from 9 different countries and judge home brews from 9 different brewers. Tickets are $25 each, and you must be 21 to attend. Tickets are available at History Center, Kotke's, and Tri-M Graphics. The event sells out. It will sell out, so please don't delay in getting your tickets. And finally, the Little Theater Prelude to a Kiss, which will be on February 17th, 18th, 24th, 25th of this year, 7:30 p.m., matinee on February 19 and 26 at 2 o'clock p.m. Online tickets go on sale February 11th and will be at the LTO box office as well. So stay tuned for that. And that does it for our show today. Please stay tuned. On Friday, come back to see Deanne Ripka and Sheila Elba from Project Home, and also nutritionist Luann Kopa. Take care. Hope to see you back on Friday.